Hey there, it's Robert at the Sampleist, and today we'll be checking out Cinematic Solo Effects by Triumph Audio. Cinematic Solo Effects is a jam-packed toolkit of solo wind effects of 7 instruments in 5 different instrument categories. Each patch is filled with various licks, lines, frills, phrases, and more, with some offering the option to adjust the pitch mid-phrase. Each category also comes with processed patches, which are very well thought out. Currently, Cinematic Solo Effects is on an intro sale until October 27th for $75 US, with the full price being $149 US. The install size of the library is 3.72 gigabytes and requires the full version of Contact 5.8.1 or higher. In this video, we'll be going through some of the presets of Cinematic Solo Effects, do an overview of the library, and a composition where we'll hear this insane library in context. A big thank you, by the way, to Triumph Audio for letting us check out the library at no charge. Even so, they are in no way influencing my thoughts and opinions on this video. With all that said, let's go. Alright, so let's get right into this awesome toolkit, if you ask me, of Cinematic Solo Effects. It's got some really good character. So let's go through the authentic library first. And then we'll hit more of the process, engine processed and whatnot. So first, let's take a good look at the flute tonal patch here. And then we'll go through all the patches and whatnot, and then I will check back with you. So let's go. Let me just stop at the moment. These are some killer effects here. Like really nice lines here for the flute. I'm going to use this like crazy. All of this is insanely good. I really like the work that's put in here. The arps sound amazing. Everything just sounds so clean and crisp. And I use solo wind patches a lot. And this is going right into the template for sure. Let's look at a few of the other patches and then we'll move on to the clarinet. if you'll notice, when I change the notes in the lower end of the keyboard, it affects the pitch that you're hearing during the line that is being played, which I think is insane because usually you don't have that type of control and flexibility. So this is something really cool to have if you really want to have different types of notes in an interesting line. So you have something that's already performed and ready to go. Let's listen to the alto flute before I forget. You'll notice that some of these lines have a smoother transition when you change the lower notes. Some are more abrupt sounding, so just experiment, see which ones work better for you, and then you could really dial it in for future performance. This is, if you ask me, this is really sweet. Let's have a look at some of the clarinets. Something I've yet to talk about is the highest end of the keyboard also can have triggers and whatnot that will change the performance as well, except it's more manipulated instead with more distortion or other types of effects. I really dig this. This is really cool. You can really start a cool track with the clean sound and then have this distorted sound come in and then give you something really cool. I really dig that. All right, let's look at one or two more, the clarinet, and then we'll go into the bass clarinet. Something with changing the notes as well to make them smoother. You have to time it out right too to make it better. That's something I need to work on, I'll admit. The more I play around with this, the better I am getting at it. So yeah, this is going to be really sweet to have. I wish I had this when I worked on Tactical Breach Wizards, because it'd be cool to have some of these different lines for some of the jazzy, well, the one jazzy track that I have there that people seem to like. So now let's move on to the bass clarinet. And I really dig the bass clarinet. Let's go right here. We'll go backwards. It's so cool. I love the phrases and the Chernobyl a lot here. Um, I really think that they upped the creative level they have for the bass clarinet. I really like that. Now let's check out the saxes, or I should say the sax. Also, let me just say right now, I appreciate a library that loads the patch so quickly. As I'm doing this, I just think, oh, where's the loading screen? Nope, no loading screen. Right there. Just so you know, that pitch bend is not part of where you get out the box. I just wanted to use some pitch bend. I really like how the pitch bend works with this library. For me, it's one of the more flexible things, especially with a orchestral library. Um, yeah, so far loving what I'm hearing. So now let's take a look at the trumpets. As a brass player, I always look forward to messing with a brass patch. So let's get right into it. Saxes, though, insanely good. I could see myself making a signature bend with that. Just saying. Let's keep going. I love the brassiness of a Harmon. I love that. I love the brassiness of those. As a former trumpet player, I loved messing with those mutes and cup mutes. Fun fact: if you are a Peanuts fan, like Snoopy, Charlie Brown, and whatnot, and you want to make the voice of the teachers that are wah 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 wah, get a trombone, a pixie mute, and a cup mute. Not a cup mute. You just get a cup. Get a cup and a pixie mute, and you put the cup on. And you open it as you play the notes, and you'll get that teacher sound. Random fun fact for you. Let's keep going. Like, that's really cool. So now let's just check out a few of the process sounds here. This is a lot to unpack, so let's just do one or two of each instrument, and then we'll just keep going. I'm going to make sure I remember this for films. Tension films, thrillers. There you go. This is what you want. All right. Let's check out a pulse. So I don't usually say this in a video, but hell yes. Yes, yes, and yes. This is probably one of the best sounding pulses I have ever heard. This is it right here. It was so good that I ended up messing up my take for this video, and I'm doing an additional take because of it. It was that good. Let's keep going. Came back to this to make sure you heard the full tale. That's a really good tale. Really dig this. I think I could score a whole thriller film with this. I think I can. Some of the best woodwind sounds probably on the market, especially when it comes to creativity and soloistic effects, along with this cool package of processed sounds. I have to say, this is incredible. This is incredible. When I was first given this, I did not expect this at all. I've done a video with doing a different library for Triumph Audio a while back, and it was great. But this, to me, just takes it to a whole other level. The only thing I could say I wish there was maybe trombone or horn, because I'm a brass player. I'm biased, I guess. But horns and trombones also can do some cool effects like rips and whatnot and bends and different things like that. But that's the only thing I could think of. This is incredible. I really love this library, I have to say. Next, we'll go over the UI. All right, so let's take a look at the UI real quick. The UI is about the same here for every other patch. We have our amp envelope over here, the ADSR. We have our amp velocity, our pitch envelope. I would love to be able to spend a whole day sitting down and just toying with how the envelope really is tweaked here and how it will affect the sound that comes out. We also have the ADSR for that and the amount that it will be messed with over here. Let's just see what happens. Pretty interesting stuff there. Cool. Back to neutral. Having that down. We have our layer mixer over here. So we have the gain, the pan, tuning, the solo and muting of those. We have our filter here, which you can have. And I noticed that this has CC11, which is really good. So then you could really toy with the creeping in of a sound. by having the cutoff all the way down and then having it slowly come up. You can mess around with having some resonance as well. Velocity, filter velocity over here. And then we have the filter envelope. I know for me, if I want to creep it in, I want that attack all the way down, but you could you can mess around with that and have it creep in little by little and whatnot. I think that's a cool idea. Next, we have the effects engine, and we have a lot of cool stuff here. You could trigger these like that, have them on like that, or you can just have this on here. I have key commands, deal with that as well. Almost forgot the saturator over here. And you have the different knobs for each effect. I like how easy it is. And I like how it tells you what key is assigned to which. Then you have send effects over here. You can turn that on as well, which is also pretty cool. Next, we have the rhythm engine. If you want to work on doing some pulses and whatnot. I know I'll be using, as I can really, when I have the time to really go into this library, I know I'm going to be using the pan LFO a lot. I love using panning manipulation, especially with something like the LFO tool. We have the gain LFO over here. And got some interesting presets over here. And we have the pitch LFO as well. So you could really toy with things and make something random and out of this world. And last but not least, the output engine, which I guess is kind of like the master bus in a way. You can adjust the stereo spread. You can adjust the EQ, the compressor, the transient. The transient is something good to have, so I don't have to use transient master or whatever other plugin that you have that would be helpful with working with that. So yeah, that's it. It's a pretty easy UI. You just have to take a second and toy with things a little bit to know which knob works with what, because there are a lot of knobs, more than what I usually see, but it's all right there for you. It's all labeled, and I like that it's labeled very well and easy to read and whatnot. So yeah, an amazing library with a pretty straight through UI. Next will be the composition. And with this composition, I did 2 little tracks. One with the clean, authentic patches, and then one with a focus on the processed patches. So yeah, I hope you like it. I don't normally say things like this, but this is pretty incredible for a solo effects library that only features 7 instruments. There are so many things packed into this package. And when you put in the processed patches, it gives you something that to me is well worth the money, whether it's full price on sale or if it was 2 times the price. This is well worth the look if you want some cool effects, cool licks, phrases and whatnot. And then the process patches just make it seem like a no-brainer to me, and I don't really say that. Believe me when I say I don't say that at all. This, I think, belongs in every template. So that's it. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe to the Sampleist, and please comment below how you would use this library, what you think of the library, and anything else. But yeah, happy writing.